Good afternoon. We will be starting today with our first meeting, our webinar meeting, and we're going to be conducting this webinar both in English and in Spanish, and we will have the opportunity for our disadvantaged community members from the Greater San Joaquin County region to be able to ask questions, and they can do so through the Zoom. And so we are here with the Greater San Joaquin County Region Integrated Regional Water Management Program, and es la área mayor del condado de San Joaquín del programa del manejo integrado regional del agua. Next slide. Welcome, bienvenidos. My name is Esperanza Bielma. I'm the Executive Director of the Environmental Justice Coalition for Water, and I will again be providing Spanish translation and helping with the welcome. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Esperanza Bielma, soy la Directora Ejecutiva de la Justicia Ambiental del Agua y voy a presentar a la representante que va a dar el tema de hoy. So I'd like to present to you all Katie Cole of Woodard and Curran. Me gustaría ahora presentarles a la representante de Woodard and Curran que va a hablar acerca del tema de hoy. Next slide. Katie?
Oh, sorry. Didn't take myself off mute here. Welcome, everyone. There's a couple things that we'd like to walk through with you today. So this is our agenda. SB started off with the welcome and introductions. I'm going to go over the IRWM overview and the Greater San Joaquin Region overview. And then SB will close the presentation out by going over how to get involved and next steps.
La agenda de hoy se va a llevar a cabo, tuvimos las bienvenidas y las presentaciones y ahora vamos a hacer el sobrepaso de IRWM, que son por las siglas en inglés, y el sobrepaso de la área mayor de la región de San Joaquín y también cómo se puede involucrar en el programa, y luego vamos a terminar con los pasos próximos.
There are a few things that I would like to accomplish during our meeting today. So a couple meeting goals. The first is presenting information on the IRWM and the DACIP programs. IRWM stands for the Integrated Regional Water Management Program, and DACIP stands for Disadvantaged Community Involvement Program. Second, we all want to learn more about how to get involved in the IRWM process, so you'll hear about that. You'll also learn about upcoming meetings in our region, and then we are beginning the process of identifying community residents that may want to participate in that IRWM process.
Los objetivos que vamos a cumplir hoy es sobre la información de IRWM y los programas de participación de las comunidades de bajos recursos, DACIP por sus siglas en inglés. Aprenda cómo involucrarse en el proceso de IRWM. Aprenda acerca de próximas reuniones. Identifíquese como residentes de la comunidad que querrán participar en el proceso IRWM.
So a little bit about what is IRWM. As I've said before, IRWM stands for Integrated Regional Water Management. It was an IRWM Act, was Senate Bill 672 that was passed by the California legislature in 2002. It is a voluntary statewide planning and implementation program for regional water management issues. It encourages regional collaboration among multiple local water agencies. And really the goal of the program is to implement multi-benefit projects.
¿Qué es IRWIN? IRWIN es el Programa del Manejo Integrado Regional del Agua. Pasó por el bill del Senado 672 en el 2002. El programa es un programa voluntario estatal de planificación y implementación. Promueve colaboración regional entre múltiples agencias de agua locales. El objetivo de implantar proyectos de beneficio múltiple.
Before we get started, I think it's important for all of us to understand a lot of the acronyms and important terms around IRWM. It is very acronym heavy. So a couple of the common acronyms that you will see. The first is DWR, which stands for the California Department of Water Resources. The second one that you'll see quite a bit of is DAC, which stands for Disadvantaged Community. Following on from that, there's DACIP, which stands for the Disadvantaged Community Involvement Program. FA stands for Funding Area, which represents a number of regions that are grouped together by the state of California. IRWM, as we have said, stands for Integrated Regional Water Management. When you see IRWMPs, that stands for Integrated Regional Water Management Plans. And RWMG stands for Regional Water Management Group.
Términos y siglas importantes en inglés. El término Departamento de Recursos Hídricos de California, por sus siglas en inglés DWR, DWR. Comunidades de bajos recursos, por sus siglas en inglés DAC. Programa de participación de las comunidades de bajos recursos, por sus siglas en inglés DACIP. Área de financiación, por sus siglas en inglés FA. Programa del manejo integrado del agua, por sus siglas en inglés IRWM. Planes del Programa del Manejo Integrado del Agua, por sus siglas en inglés IRWMPS. El Grupo Regional del Manejo del Agua, por sus siglas en inglés RWMG.
So some of the goals of IRWM is really working towards meeting certain priorities and implementing a variety of project types. Some of the projects that have been implemented under prior IRWM efforts include enhancing water supply and reliability, protecting and improving water quality and enhancing ecosystems, groundwater storage, stormwater resources management, water conservation, water quality improvement projects. Those can be things like new wells or treatment of existing groundwater supplies. And finally, addressing the human right to water, climate, and drought preparedness. So all of these are a variety of project types that can be implemented under the IRWM umbrella.
IRWM por sus siglas en inglés, trabaja en cumplir ciertas prioridades y implementar ciertos tipos de proyectos. El mejoramiento del suministro de agua y la seguridad del agua. El proteger o mejorar la calidad de los sistemas, de los ecosistemas. El almacenamiento de agua subterránea. La conservación del agua. Proyectos de mejoramiento de la calidad del agua, como pozos nuevos o tratamiento del agua. El derecho humano al agua, clima y preparación para la sequía.
So moving into a little bit of information related to the Greater San Joaquin IRWM region. It is one of 50 regions in California. You'll see the map, the big map there shows its location, where we are in relation to the other IRWM regions in California. And then the subset is just the shape of our region. So we cover major cities like Stockton, Lodi, Manteca, Escalon, Lathrop, Ripon, and Tracy. Each region is guided by an RWMG, that's the Regional Water Management Group. And that group in our region is called the Coordinating Committee.
La región de la área mayor de San Joaquín es una de 50 regiones del estado de California. Se muestra por medio del círculo que está en el mapa del estado de California y el mapa que está al lado izquierdo, lo cual significa la área de la región. Incluye las ciudades de Stockton, Lodi, Manteca, Escalon, Lathrop, Ripon y Tracy. Cada región está guiada por el Grupo de Manejamiento Regional de Agua, por sus siglas en inglés RWMG. Nuestra RWMG, por sus siglas en inglés, es nombrado el Comité de Coordinación de Agua.
Currently, the Greater San Joaquin IRWM Coordinating Committee has 11 members. Each of these boxes represent those members. We have a wide range of types of members in the Coordinating Committee. We've got counties and cities represented, local governments. We've got water agencies represented, as well as non-governmental organizations.
La área mayor de San Joaquín, el comité de coordinación, contiene 11 miembros. Los 11 miembros son de diferentes asociaciones, agencias y organizaciones de fines sin lucros, como los que están pendientes que muestran por medio de su pantalla.
So a little bit of information about what the Coordinating Committee does for our region. Primarily, the Coordinating Committee is responsible for guiding IRWM work in the region. The group is formed by an MOU, what we call a Memorandum of Understanding. Those two photos are a photo of that MOU. It's short, it's just 2 pages. They are also guided by a decision-making charter, and as such, they are the decision-making authority for the region. All decisions that are made by the Coordinating Committee are made by consensus. That really is the method with which the Coordinating Committee wants to make decisions for the region. And currently the coordinating committee is holding scheduled monthly meetings on the third Wednesdays of each month. They used to meet in person, but obviously as a result of COVID, we've been holding those meetings via webinar.
El comité de coordinación es responsable en guiar el trabajo de IRWM, por sus siglas en inglés, y el trabajo en nuestra región. Fue formado por un acuerdo de entendimiento y tiene la autoridad de hacer decisiones para la región. Todas las decisiones están hechas con un acuerdo del comité. Las juntas se llevan a cabo cada mes, cada tercer miércoles del mes. En este tiempo se están llevando a cabo las juntas virtuales.
So the coordinating committee is currently working on a number of actions. The first that they are focused on, which this meeting is a part of, is outreaching to disadvantaged communities to help increase participation and engagement in the IRWM process. So that's what we kicked that process off at the end of May, and we'll have a series of meetings in June to help with that work. The second item that they are heavily coordinated on at the moment is updating the 2014 IRWM plan in order to comply with new state guidelines, which were updated in 2016. By having an updated plan, the region is eligible for state funding through Proposition 1. So as part of that work, the coordinating committee will also be involved in conducting a ranking workshop for a compiled list of projects that could potentially receive grant funding. That will occur in August, in the August timeframe. And finally, they're not working on this currently, but that is what they are working towards, is to select projects to put into a grant application and ultimately prepare that grant application. That is something that would be submitted to the Department of Water Resources so that we could receive important grant funding for the region.
¿Qué es lo que está trabajando ahorita el comité de coordinación? Están trabajando en buscar personas de comunidades de bajos recursos para que puedan participar en el proceso de IRWM. También están trabajando en el plan de IRWM, el cual se llevó a cabo en el 2014 y ahora van a cumplir con la nueva ley del Estado de California para procesarlo para que esté al corriente del 2016. También se van a llevar a cabo talleres en el cual proyectos se les va a dar un rango en el cual pueden recibir fondos estatales. Y últimamente van a seleccionar proyectos en los cuales se pueden poner en una solicitud para prepararse para entregar al Estado para obtener fondos del medio el Estado, del Departamento de Recursos de Agua.
So as I mentioned at the beginning, what we're really looking for is to get some additional participation, some new folks in to participate in the IRWM process through the coordinating committee. So a few reasons why you should think about becoming involved. It's a great opportunity to work with diverse stakeholders in the region and get to know water districts and what the cities and counties are working on. It's a good way to identify and help the group identify common water challenges and advance shared solutions towards meeting those challenges. Becoming involved is also a great way to leverage limited resources. By doing this, we're able to end up with more effective, affordable water solutions, and ultimately more reliable water supplies for our region. And finally, communities that are proactively planning and investing in water management strategies have shown resilience in cases where there are water challenges. By coming together and collaborating, IRWM is a great platform to develop and implement multi-benefit solutions.
¿Por qué debe de participar en IRWM en el programa? Para tener la oportunidad de que puedan ver partes interesadas que son diversas. También puede identificar diferentes problemas y soluciones acerca del agua. También pueden estar y ser parte de soluciones de agua más eficaz y más económicos en la cual pueden recibir su agua. Las comunidades pueden planear y invertir en la gestión de agua y sus estrategias para poder mostrar que puedan obtener más agua.
So how can you participate? As DAC residents of our IRWM region, we are encouraging you to participate in the water issues that are affecting your community. So we've got upcoming virtual events online. Our next one, which will be the same presentation as you're seeing today, is on Friday, June 5th. We've got some upcoming ones on the 12th and 13th as well. If we've got questions about that, we can talk about that when the presentation is over. Otherwise, we will be doing extensive outreach for those events as well. If you are calling in today and need technical assistance or Wi-Fi access or any computer access or needs, please let us know and we will work with you. We're also encouraging you to invite your friends, families, and neighbors to these conversations, either through informal conversations that you have with them or phone calls or social media. We are doing quite an extensive online social media push. So please, any support you can lend as far as sharing that with folks that you know, that would be greatly appreciated.
¿Y cómo puede participar? Como residentes de bajos recursos de DAC, por sus siglas en inglés, y de IRWM, le animamos a participar en los temas de agua que afectan a sus comunidades. Participe activamente en nuestros próximos juntas virtuales. Infórmese si necesita asistencia, nos puede decir por medio de teléfono, por medio del internet. Nos puede decir si necesita asistencia técnica, acceso al internet o otras necesidades que ocupe para poder participar en este proceso. Invite a sus amigos, familiares, vecinos de las comunidades de bajos recursos de la área mayor del condado de San Joaquín. Lo puede hacer por medio de conversaciones, llamadas telefónicas, las redes sociales, por medio de un cafecito que esté tomándose este domingo. Déjele saber a su comunidad para que puedan participar en este proyecto que es muy importante.
So these are just some photos of the extensive outreach that we have been engaged in already. We've gotten great help from the Environmental Justice Coalition for Water, developing these postcards and flyers that they have been working diligently to put throughout the community. So perhaps you've seen some of these. If you are interested in getting a pile of them to share in your community as well, please let us know.
Queremos que pase la voz por medio de su comunidad en la área, en la región de bajos recursos de IRWM. Hemos estado pasando la voz en diferentes modos. Hemos estado saliendo a los diferentes mercados en las áreas de San Joaquín. Hemos estado pasando la voz también por medio de las redes sociales. Hemos estado pasando y caminando y dejando folletos. Si ocupa alguna información en prensa, se la podemos dar para que puedan llevar a sus vecinos o otros familiares que vivan en la área. Pero es como hemos estado trabajando y quizás nos han visto por ahí en la calle, caminando y platicando para poder pasar la voz. Si tiene algunos grupos por los cuales ustedes quieran que nosotros les informemos o les demos una presentación, lo podemos hacer. Simplemente nos puede mandar un mensaje por correo electrónico o nos puede dejar un mensaje también en el teléfono.
So a little bit about next steps. I mentioned earlier, we've got several additional meetings that are coming up. Our next one, as I mentioned, is on Friday, but since you've attended this one, it would be the same information. So the next opportunity to hear some additional information will be next Friday, June 12th. We'll do an online film screening on water issues. So definitely tune into that. On Saturday, June 13th, we've got a water boot camp. So the idea there is to get into a little bit more detail about the coordinating committee. We'll have several videos from folks in the area, as well as professionals who have done extensive work related to disadvantaged communities. On June 19th, so the next week, on that Friday and Saturday, 19th and 20th, we'll be doing regional water tours. At the moment, they're going to be done virtually. If something changes related to COVID, then we may switch that to in-person, but at this point that will be virtual. There'll be 2 opportunities to attend that. And then finally, the DAC task force identification meeting. So ultimately, we would like to identify folks that are interested in becoming more involved in the greater San Joaquin IRWM region. And we will form a task force for those folks. So the idea is over June, we'll be holding a series of meetings to identify those folks. And then on July 9th, we'll get every one of them together as a group, and we will kick off our DAC task force. And we'll do some additional education, and then the idea is to integrate them into our coordinating committees, but they are, that their voices can be heard in that process.
Los pasos siguientes. Queremos que asistan a los eventos virtuales que se van a llevar a cabo este mes y el próximo mes. Vamos a tener el 12 de junio, que es un viernes, una proyección de películas por medio del internet. También vamos a tener un campo de entrenamiento sobre el agua que se va a tomar a cabo el 13 de junio en sábado. También vamos a tener una excursión regional sobre el agua el viernes 19 de junio y el sábado 20 de junio. Esto va a ser virtual. También estamos haciendo todo en junto para poder identificar a personas que están interesados en participar, en ser parte de la junta que se va a llevar a cabo el 9 de julio, jueves. y es para poder ser parte de las personas que son residentes de bajos recursos. Son las personas que estamos invitando que sean residentes de la área, que sean residentes de bajos recursos y que puedan participar y quieran ser las personas que pueden hacer las decisiones en su comunidad acerca del agua. Les invitamos a que asistan a estos eventos virtuales. Otra vez, cualquier cosa que ocupan acerca de tener acceso, por favor, mándenos un mensaje por medio de correo electrónico o por el teléfono, del mismo modo que obtuvo la información para poder subir a esta junta.
All right, well, that comes us to the end of our slides, but we do want to take obviously an opportunity to open it up for any questions and to kind of start a dialogue around this. This is our first outreach event, so if there is any feedback, we would love to hear that so that we can get those comments incorporated into future meetings. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call the number there on your screen. It's 916-432-3529, or email Arlene at ejc4w.org. I think SB mentioned, if you have any questions related to what we're trying to do, how you can get involved, as well as any access issues, please let us know.
Y queremos también darle las gracias por su tiempo. Y otra vez, cualquier pregunta que tengan, por favor, no dejen de llamarnos o también pueden mandarnos un correo electrónico. Puede llamarnos al teléfono 916-432-3529 o puede mandarle un correo electrónico a Arlene, ARLENE, @EJC, el número 4, w.org. Y queremos darle las gracias, la bienvenida y esperamos verle próximamente en nuestra próxima junta. Por favor, si necesita cualquier cosa, nos marca por teléfono o nos manda un correo electrónico.
Great, thank you, SB. So at this point, I do want to open it up for questions. It looks like we've got a number of folks attending. So if you do have questions, please feel free to either type them in the chat or you do have, Zoom has the ability to raise your hand. So that's available to you as well. Cynthia has a question. Do we have to live in a DAC to participate? Is French camp a DAC? Cynthia, the answer to that is in order to be on the DAC task force, yes, it would be preferable that you live in a disadvantaged community. We should have put, actually, I'm thinking for next time, a map of disadvantaged communities. I would need to look up if French camp is a disadvantaged community. SB, I don't know if you know that off the top of your head based on where you've been outreaching to.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Okay. La pregunta que tenía una de las personas, Cynthia Lau, preguntó si vive uno en el área de French Camp, puede participar. Si tiene que ser una persona de bajos recursos de las comunidades para poder participar. Y la contestación es que sí, es preferible que las personas, o sea, los residentes de bajos recursos de la área mayor de San Joaquín, del condado de San Joaquín, sean las personas que van a participar. Y también si de la área de French Camp, sí es una de las áreas en las cuales pueden participar.
Great, thank you, Esty. So Glenn Prasad from the county has a good point that he typed into the chat box. Another place to get more information is on the coordinating committee's website, and that is at www.esjirwm.org. On that website, we have a ton of great information about our region, the history of our region, as well as the coordinating committee and the work that they're currently up to.
Otra pregunta que se llevó a cabo por el señor Glenn Prasad es si el público necesita más información, no dejen de ir al sitio web del condado, que es www.esjirwm.org, y ahí puede obtener información acerca del comité de coordinación, también acerca de la historia del condado, acerca de IRWM.
Great, thank you, Esty. Are there any other questions or comments? Cynthia has posted in the chat, in addition to a Spanish interpretation, would it be possible to have a Hmong translator or Khmer? Cynthia, that's something we can certainly look into. I think that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
La otra pregunta que se llevó a cabo por medio de Cynthia Lau es si aparte de interpretación en español se puede llevar a cabo traductores en otros idiomas como Khmer o Hmong.
So one other comment in the chat box from Glenn Prasad at the county is, during the presentation I mentioned that we'll be compiling a list of projects that can go into the IRWM plan that can be submitted for grant funding. And the county is looking at potentially 2 projects that would be located in a disadvantaged community and would provide benefits to those disadvantaged communities. One may be located in the Thornton community and the other located in the Victor community. And the hope is that when we have our DAC task force, that group of folks will be able to help the coordinating committee look at those projects and discuss them and determine which of those disadvantaged community projects may be most eligible for state funding.
Tenemos un comentario de parte del señor Glenn Prasad. El condado está viendo posiblemente hacer 2 proyectos en las áreas de bajos recursos. Una de las 2 sería en la comunidad de Thornton, otra sería en la comunidad de Victor. Entonces, es sumamente importante que puedan participar ustedes como representantes, como parte de la fuerza, de la Junta de Fuerza Especial que se está formando, para que puedan alzar su voz para ver cuáles áreas quizás puedan recibir fondos en el futuro por medio de fondos estatales.
Great, thank you, Esty. Are there any other questions out there that we can help answer at this point?
¿Tienen algunas otras preguntas las cuales quieren que contestamos?
Cynthia has another question that she's posted into the chat. Thank you, Cynthia. The question is, if a resident is interested in being part of the task force, what is the time commitment? That's a great question. So Cynthia, we've got 2 DAC task force meetings that would occur at the beginning of July, but they would just meet on their own. So that's probably about 2 hours. And then from there it would probably be about 2 to 3 hours a month. And my guess is that that would occur at least through the end of this year.
Tenemos otra pregunta por media de Cynthia Lau. Si un residente está interesado en ser parte de la Junta de Fuerza, ¿qué tiempo se tiene que dedicar? Y la contestación es que sería aproximadamente 2 a 3 horas por mes. Solamente 2 o 3 horas. Y estaría tomándose a cabo empezando en julio la junta por la cual hablamos del 9 de julio. Y muchas de estas juntas, con lo que está sucediendo hoy, se llevarán a cabo por medio del internet, o sea, juntas virtuales.
Thank you, Ashley. Good question, Cynthia. Any other questions? All right. Well, that concludes the kind of formal part of our presentation. I'm going to plan on staying online just for a little bit in case anyone else wants to chat or folks that are coming in a little bit late. But otherwise, don't feel free, feel free to stick around. Don't, do what you need to do. But we will be here. If you need to, if you're thinking about it and want to call back in, please let us know. But otherwise, you guys are off the hook. Thank you for attending today. We really appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you at future events.
Gracias de nuevo por asistir a nuestra primera junta virtual. También queremos dejarles saber que vamos a estar aquí, vamos a seguir adelante para si ocupan hacernos unas preguntas. Aquí vamos a estar. La presentación formal ya ha terminado, pero como han dicho, estamos aquí para contestar cualquier pregunta que ocupa y queremos agradecerle muchísimo por su tiempo y ahí tienen nuestra información para cualquier pregunta que tenga y esperamos verlos muy pronto en nuestra próxima junta virtual.
Great, thank you, Esty. Great, Cynthia. It sounds like you might have some retirees who would be interested in the task force. That would be great. Please tell them that they are more than welcome to reach out to us if they have additional questions. And we'd love to see them if they're able to attend on Friday. That would be great to give them a little bit of an introduction to the region and the work that we're doing. But otherwise, yeah, it'd be great to see them at future events.
Cynthia tenía otra, no pregunta, pero nomás estaba diciendo que hay unos residentes que son jubilados que están interesados en ser parte del comité. Entonces, cualquier persona, especialmente los jubilados que quieran ser parte del comité, pueden asistir y pueden seguir asistiendo a las juntas informativas virtuales que tenemos.
And Shannon, you commented in the text box as well that you'd be interested in getting some more information about serving on the task force.
También hay otro comentario que si pueden obtener más información en servir y ser parte de la Junta de Fuerza. Y entonces vamos a seguir dándoles información, como hemos dicho, por medio de estos juntas virtuales para que puedan asistir a esas juntas.
And SB, it's, we have email addresses, right? For the folks that are attending that we can reach out post meeting and coordinate with them. Getting
Yes.
more information. Okay, great.
Yes, we do.
SB, I'm going to plan on staying on until about 4 o'clock.
Okay, we'll be here.
Great. Thank you for your help today. Great job. All right, SB, it's about 5 minutes past 4. So I think anyone that would have signed on at 4 would have probably signed on by now. So if you're comfortable ending the meeting, then I think we can do that. SB, if you're talking, you're very faint. SB, are you still there? Arlene, is that you? You sound very far away. I can barely hear you. It might be easier for you to chat in the chat box. So I cannot hear you.